Take the story of Raila Odinga, because that's also the journey of democracy for our country. So it just depends on which side you look at it from, because honestly, as a country, we've come a long way. And one of the things we've come a long way on is freedoms, is fundamental freedoms. So I think if the government is going to make a mistake on this one, it should make a mistake on allowing the freedoms. And so allow the protesters. If you look at the countries that are peaceful, South Africa, for example, it is because Julius Malema is allowed to call the protests without any restrictions by government. And so we have to allow the freedoms. You have to allow the freedoms. In fact, every time you stop freedom, when you try to curtail freedoms, you're going to make so many mistakes. Like now the police are going to make so many mistakes. After this process, we're going to have to open a process of inquiry for the police. So one of the things is to err on freedoms. But then the other one is legal solutions. I am with the president on that one. How do we find legal solutions to the chaos that we have, to the processes that we have? And one of the solutions we have had over the years has been some constitutional reforms. This position of the office of the minority, or the office of the leader of opposition, the office of the leader of opposition, which is the position that the person with the second greatest number of votes should acquire. Because at the base of all this is a battle for inclusion, is a battle for how, as a divided society, if we say the 7 million, how do we make sure that both sides of the divide are included in the solutions that we come up to for the economy? And part of that solution and part of that inclusion is that office of the opposition leader. And that's not the minority party, because I've been in parliament too. Leading the minority coalition from outside parliament hasn't given us the value that we would have gotten. In any case, with these demos, one of the jokes is, but the government asked for vibrant opposition. They didn't say how vibrant the opposition should be. So this is the vibrancy at its end. But one of the things we actually do really need is the leader of official opposition, so that the ideas that Baba has around subsidies are not prosecuted in pipeline, are not prosecuted on the streets, are actually prosecuted on the floor of parliament. And that conversation can be had. And the president, who has already written to parliament about those reforms, can lead this conversation. That's all we are saying, that this requires some solutions, and those solutions are legal solutions, and those solutions do not require you to stop the protests. They require you to hear. It is true, cost of living, anybody can use it. The current government also used cost of living to get to office. The opposition can use cost of living. But at the base of it, we need the fertilizer. Like in Nyeri, I don't think our fertilizer has reached. That's why I'm here. Every 2 lines I have to mention fertilizer, because that fertilizer needs to arrive in Nyeri at the earliest. If they can send that fertilizer today, the better, so that the farmers are able to use it for their planting season. But legal solutions, freedoms, and a platform for conversation that allows us to have these solutions, including that official leader of opposition. Because with the international crisis going on, every country needs a local solution. So what is our response to the solution? What is our solution to the crisis that we have now?